Hello everyone, I'm Arcatale. Today we will create some sort of Midas touch or Midas aura. We will set the block to some gold block after 2 seconds on standing on the same block. We use an LED ticking system for that. We need the delta for our timer. So we get here all the players, and then for each player, for each tick, we need to add the logic. So firstly we need our variables. The seconds for standing on the specific block that we will then reset to 0 on movement, then the block type or the last standing on, and the last position below. These are for the check. So next I will turn every block into this block. Now we need the player, or the block I need the player position, and that then we get from the transform component. So the player get from the archetype chunk or parameter with the index, and then the player transform by passing the reference of the player and getting the transform component from the store. Now the position, and the position 1 below the player, that we get the block below the player. Now the world from the player, and now the logic must be in a world.execute, that it's correct for multi-threading. Genau, we want to process, we want to get the block type below the player. If it's not empty, we check if the block is not the block the player was last standing on, or the position changed. Then we reset the seconds to 0. The important thing here is that we use a vector 3i. That way, even if we move a tiny amount on the same block, it still counts as the same block, because we only have the ints for the positions, so the block positions. And then next, if it's not this, if it's the same block still, we add to delta, we set the position and the block type. So that we want to execute it in world.execute because we need to get the block type. And then lastly we want to set the block under the player to the block type key specified earlier, if it's not 0, because we don't want to set blocks in the air. And then we wait for the server to start. So I cut it here to the place for you. You don't have to wait. Now that's from earlier testing. If we stand over here and then wait a bit, you see it turns into the gold brick smooth. That's all there is to it. The source code will be available via a link in the description. Thank you for watching.